Xbox Record This is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Hosted by three BFFs, Daddy Diwali, Chipotle Bear, and Bubble Boy and Seven. This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Oh, hello. Daddy Diwali here, and welcome to Xbox Record This, episode 65. We're coming in hot. Chipotle Bear was just talking to me about his caca internet, you guys. We don't know what's going on. He's at 0.875 upload speed over there. We don't know what the heck is going on. He needs to cancel his Walmart subscription and up it up to... He needs to get CenturyLink. I hate CenturyLink, but go get
No,
that
I can't.
fiber.
They're worse. They have less speeds here in where I
Yeah,
live.
you know, joining me as always, the assistant to these co-hosts, Chipotle Bear. Before you say anything, I know I tried to calling him today. I'm like, hey, can I get that fiber? And they're like, nope. And I was like, hey, am I ever going to be able to get the fiber? She's like, let me look at the ETA. 5 minutes later, yeah, they don't have any plans on increasing the speed here. So we are screwed. We are never there. That means they don't have a ETA. That means it's never coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And to be fair, I get great download. I'm like 460 down right now, but I'm like 3 up. And I think that's generous. I don't even think that's correct right now. But I'm doing great, man. Happy Thursday to you. And back at work in full swing. Things are going fine.
Yeah, I agree. Chipotle. Fine. That's a good way of putting it. Joining us as always is the assistant to the co-host. Actually, he can't be here right now. He is Bubble Boy and Seven. He's speaking of work. He might still be at work. He's having a
stuck at
long
work.
day apparently. He might be joining us later. So Jose, let's jump straight into the shout outs. Huge XRT shout out to Jay Bizzle on YouTube. And this is coming from 2 shows ago. He said, I had no idea there were so many Metal Gear games. Jose, thanks for the well thought out day on what to do with the cup. He's referring to the
You're
Stanley
welcome.
Cup. And congrats to X Bacon Gaming for completing Mass Effect. So glad you enjoyed it. So thank you, Jay Bizzle. And Jay Bizzle, I'm actually going to go check the website one more time to see if maybe you'd posted another comment. Also, shout out to Jay Biz. He was helping me out. I'm thinking about starting Dark Souls 3, Jose, but I'm like, do I really want to? I bought it for
I don't think you do. And I'm not saying it's not a great game. It is a great game. But after Elden Ring, going back and playing predecessors that are not as tight, that don't have the jump feature, that are, I think, less forgiving, which is crazy to say. I just don't think you're going to have that much fun. I really don't.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what's Bogus mentioned. I think he said something about how they might be even the hardest bosses he's ever played against. And I'm like, oh my gosh, harder than the ones I had in Elden Ring. I don't know if I can do that to myself again. I mean, I've gone through Elden Ring twice now, but shout out to Jay Bizzle. And also, Jose, do you mind taking on Claire's letter right here and reading it? This shout out.
Absolutely. From one of our biggest fans and fellow podcasters, Claire to Squirt.
Speaking of Claire, Jose, we got to get her on the show. Claire, write to us. Let us know when we can get you on the show.
Yeah,
We got to figure
Claire,
this
I'm
out.
gonna message you, see when we get you on here, because we want to talk about. You had an article way back that you want to talk about with video games. I really would love to bring up, so I'm gonna give you a shout. But for her message, it says, "Hello. It's a running joke that some of my colleagues say I bring big dad energy, especially when talking to new patients, and I take it as a huge compliment. Because of this, I committed to the bit and gave Power Wash Simulator a shot, since 1, it was free, and 2, would give me something funny to say I did over the weekend. And holy mackerel, I was shocked at how enthralled I became. It definitely scratches some weird satisfaction area of my psyche. I was shocked, and now I have something entirely mindless to do to relax. So strange, so enjoyable. And Elden Ring update, which I'm super glad to hear. My partner helped me tremendously to get past the fire giant in Elden Ring. That's congratulations. That's a big step. Now on to swirling rock tornadoes and the Beastmen. Yes, but you're close to the end, Claire. As always, see you online, Claire.
Huge shout out to Claire Fowney. Claire, here's another pro strat. In the tornado area now, just run. Run past everything.
Fully agree. Just keep
run
running.
from sites of grace to sites of grace. That's all you need to do. Just get to the boss at the end.
Ignore that big dragon. Just
Run
run
everything.
right
Yeah,
around
run
him.
past the dragons. You don't need any loot. Well, there could be good. There's some good. What were those stones? The dragon stones to upgrade our weapons to plus the max or whatever. I don't know, Claire, what your situation was with your weapons on how you even.
I didn't need that
those.
to beat the game, though, Claire. Just keep that in mind. You didn't need that to beat the game.
You might want to defeat one or two of the dragons, but everything else, run right past them. Huge shout out to Claire. That has been the XRT shout outs for the week. I just checked. Jay Bizzle and X Bacon did not write on our YouTube page, so we do not have anything there. Jose, any followers for you? Anyone in particular you'd like to shout out?
I got a couple new followers on Instagram. I know one was a bot, but I'll still take it.
The
other was, but shout out to Matthew Kennedy. Him and I went back and forth a couple times this week on Twitter. He was talking about he had pre-ordered Ragnarok, and I asked which edition. He of course got the Jotun, or the like really massive $300 edition, which I was like, mad props to you.
Yeah.
And then he and I were talking. He actually commented when Kyle on Trophy Room was asking for some artists, and I was like, hey, I'll do your art. And and Matthew Kennedy, he promoted it, so who knows, maybe that'll get through. I'd love to do some artwork for them. But other than that, man, just excited to keep growing slow but strong and going well.
Jose, keep growing slow and strong.
That's what she said.
Thank you, Jose, for those shout outs. Also, Mr. K-Step, if you're listening, you definitely need to hire this man for all of his amazing artwork. Jose, I'm trying to see. I also got a random follow. I'm trying to find the bot because I thought it was hilarious, but guess I'll have to look that up later. Let's just jump straight into it. Jose, I think we'll save the warm-up question until Bubble Boy gets here for the top 5 fight scenes in movies. Although I did a lot of research right before the show, and I'm pumped.
Man, there are some
I'm
bangers
sure that
out there that I had forgotten about,
dude. But we gotta wait till Bubble Boy gets here. Okay, so we'll save that, and if he doesn't get here, save it for next week. Sound good? Yep. All right, Jose is thumbs up for all you audio listeners. Let's jump into the Xbox / gaming news for the week. Jose, do me a favor, send Bubble Boy a text and be like, "Get your buns in here," and tell him to hurry it up because we got a lot to talk about.
It's a 10-4, Commander.
First story is coming from one of the best in the business, but I don't want to say anything because he blocks a lot of people immediately for doing nothing. From Jason Schreier over on Bloomberg US or Tech and Equality, it says Rockstar Games cleaned up its frat boy culture and Grand Theft Auto 2 with a new tone at the company and a change in creative direction. GTA 6 will probably feel very different from its predecessor. I recommend everyone go read it. It is a long, lengthy article, and I'm just not going to read all of it right now. So we're going to go over to a nice little summary over at our friends at Video Games Chronicle. And this is Jordan Midler who summed it up for us nicely. Give again credit to Jason Schreier. GTA 6 will take place in Miami and feature a female protagonist, it's claimed. The game is said to be at least 2 years away. Of course, this is coming from Bloomberg. Early designs called for the inclusion of territories modeled after large swath of North and South America, but then the company reeled in those ambitions and cut it down to a fictional version of Miami and the surrounding areas. And also in Grand Theft Auto 6, it will include a playable female protagonist. The woman, who is Latina, will be a pair of leading characters and a story influenced by the bank robbers Bonnie and Clyde, the people said. Developers are also cautious not to punch down by making jokes about marginalized groups, the people said, in contrast to previous games. And basically, Jose, I don't need to really read the rest. It's Miami and Latina, a big change to Rockstar culture. Here's what I wanted to ask you, and hopefully Chance can weigh in too as well. Jose, do you think that the Grand Theft Auto games you haven't played 5. Gosh. But you played other ones.
I have.
Okay. Do you feel like whenever you played them that they were ever, like the article said, punched down on marginalized groups, or do you feel like their satire was funny and fair? Because to me, whenever I've played it, I've never thought that anything was like really bad. Like, yes, you can kill prostitutes and like run away. Yes, there's violence and stuff like that. But as far as their writing was concerned, I never thought that like anything they did was truly offensive to where people would outrage and freak out about it. Like not even in 5. And I think the writing has always been superb. Their satire and their comedy, they know exactly what's going on in the world and the pulse. And I think they've done a great job. So I guess my question to you is, do you think you've ever seen it go too far? And are you concerned about the change of writing? But it's hard for you to give too much, because I feel like if you had played 5, which Jose, you need to play 5, that you would have a better feel for their games. So talk to me, Jose. I gotta plug in
Yeah,
my computer, so I'm still here. So just
you're
yeah.
fine. And to be totally fair, Dan's right. I have not played 5 yet. I mean, I know enough about the story and I know about the world to like be able to weigh in a little bit, well, without having obviously the full story there. I would say to your question of have I ever felt like they were marginalizing or attacking marginalized groups, I didn't feel like that. But there's a big asterisk there, and that is that to me personally, games are a form of escapism. They represent not reality, right? Like as here's a great example. In video games, I love Call of Duty. I love making my gun really cool and picking out cool charms and dressing like the Day of the Dead Skull, and like yeah, I love getting chicken dinners. In real life, I'm not a big guy on firearms, right? If you do, that's cool. I'm not judging you. I'm not saying that thing, but it's escapism. It is fantasy. It is not representative necessarily of the people make. I don't think that everyone making Call of Duty wants to take guns to everyone around the world. That's just the game. And so I in that same mindset, while I hear what people are saying, and I guess it can be construed that way, I just see it as it's the world. And here's the other part, and I'm being really, really real here. I think that's part of real life still a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's gotten way better, obviously, since the 50s. But the reality is that still is a consideration for a lot of people, and it may be right, it may be wrong, it may be something different. But again, I don't fault them for that because the other part is this: the beauty of video games is you don't have to play them. There's nothing mandating it. There's nothing mandating you buy it or experience it or talk about it. And that's I think GTA represents a weird problem in that area, in the sense that GTA is not for children. It is not for children at any level, at any degree. And I would even count to like even into high school. It's not for that audience. However, because it was such a popular game and because it's such a major part of our gaming culture, it has trickled down into those subcategories. And so people get like, if you're a parent who's not paying attention to what your kid plays, and then you walk in on them playing Grand Theft Auto and you're like, oh my God, this is atrocious, and you're mad at Rockstar, that's wrong. Like you should have done the research. I'm sorry. That's just, that's what I believe in that piece of it. So I applaud Rockstar for making the cultural changes they did. And, reading it, what it sounds like, it was pretty
Yeah,
bad,
for
man.
the
I mean,
studio. Yeah.
it sounds like a lot like kind of what Blizzard's going through right now, if I'm being real honest. And the fact that they could go through that and become better about it, right, and come out on top, I think that speaks a lot to what they're trying to do. I am curious how that's going to affect the game itself, though, because some of what people, not necessarily everyone, but some people loved about GTA is that it's raunchy, it's excessive, right? Like they loved that aspect. And if they're dialing that back in future iterations, that may be good, that may be bad. I guess we have to kind of see. With regards to 6 specifically, I think it's dope that there's a female protagonist. I mean, I'm obviously a little biased, but I think it's cool that she's Latina. I think in general, the Bonnie and
Yeah, very.
Clyde,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The Bonnie and Clyde.
that
But
sounds cool.
how many kids these days, as they say, Jose, are gonna know Bonnie and Clyde?
These
Like,
youths today, they
like
don't know
even
jack.
that's kind of like an old reference for us. Like I don't think I've
Oh
ever
yeah.
seen the movie, but I've heard of them. But keep
Yeah,
going.
but you
Sorry.
know the story of them. You also know that
Bank
it's
robbers.
ill-fated, right? So you don't know
Yeah,
if that's
I
going
know
to
that
turn
they're
out
holding
well.
hands, and isn't that
They
the
drive
one right
off.
where they drive
They
off?
drive off the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing I think is interesting, and to be fair, I was in at my job today, my real job. I was unloading Chromebooks for 3 hours today, and so as I was doing that, I got to listen to a bunch of podcasts, and I was listening to the Trophy Room, and I don't remember if it was Joy or Kyle. One of them made a great point that I don't even know if this is going to be GTA 6, quote unquote. Like right now it is, because they're trying to differentiate between 5 and what comes after. But their point was that maybe this is just going to become Grand Theft Auto, and now forevermore it's just an
My
online service
colon
game, because
semicolon
they even said this
Miami.
in this article, that they're looking at having different cities over time in this universe, right? Which lends itself very much to a live service game, right? So you start with one, you get your female protagonist, you get through that quote unquote game. There's probably some multiplayer, and then every 6, 8, 9 months, 12 months, you get a new city, and the world just builds and builds. Now the big wrench, or the fly in the ointment with that, is, what do you do with GTA 5 online right now? Right? Does that,
Yeah, and they heard they brought that up, and they're like, well, they'd be mad. They need to carry all of that into the game. I disagree. You got to cut it off, just like with this new Warzone. Sorry, guys, if you want to stay in Grand Theft Auto 5, your stuff stays there. As soon as you make the switch over to Grand Theft Auto
whatever the
Miami or
next one
whatever they
is?
call
Yeah.
it is, sorry, and people will rebuy their stuff. Like, that's where I kind of disagreed. I also listened to the trophy room today, and I was like, they don't need. Sorry, you spent those shark cards and you bought those cars. That was all for GTA Online. To be fair, that game has been out for, it will be out for 10
Yeah.
years.
That's,
At
I
that
thought about
point,
that too. That's fair.
you've gotten your value at that point. Like, it's time to move on, just like with Warzone. So sorry, that's the only point I kind of disagreed with them on that. But yeah, that's a great point. Anything else, Jose?
No, I again, I'm happy that Rockstar is still working hard on stuff. It was cool to see a little bit of an update, because I know there's been a lot of speculation about GTA 6, and some people were thinking we were going to see some at like Comic-Con or something this summer at the Games Fest and stuff. And it sounds like they're still pretty far out from that kind of stuff. I think we'd be maybe lucky to see some stuff next summer. But in the meantime, I hope they're clearly doing fine with GTA 5 and GTA Online. Take the
Yeah.
time. We have plenty to play. Make
Yeah.
it awesome. And I am curious to see if they're going to kind of quote unquote tone it down,
Yeah.
for a
See,
wider audience. I don't know. I'm curious
yeah.
about that.
And see, so that's my big concern. I hope they don't tone it down that much. Jose, you need to play 5. Like I said, I feel like their writing is just so on the ball and on the pulse that I'm afraid, don't tone it down too much. Like, I can see maybe a few things, but I always feel like GTA has been a trendsetter, and they've been ahead of everyone. Like, they had the Ballad of Gay Tony. They've had, the immigration story in New York with Nico. And then you haven't played, but like, there's a diverse characters within. You play as 3 characters. One guy's kind of like, has an ex gang history in the streets of Compton. One guy's a rich dad who's just sick of being a middle-aged dad. And then there's Trevor, who's just this crazy psychopath hick from the dryland. I'm telling you, Jose, you
Yeah,
got
I
him.
know
You
Trevor.
got
I know
him. Yeah,
Trevor.
you
I
know
know who
Trevor.
Trevor is.
And so, like, they've done such a good job. I'm all for the cultural changes and more education tolerance in their and Rockstar as a developer, but I hope it doesn't go too far in their games, because I think they've done a great job. And I don't like, I can't think of one thing where it was over the top where I'm like, ooh, they shouldn't have done that, So, and as far as the actual game, I never played Vice City, so I'm excited to go to Miami. I think it's cool. I never thought about it. Like, you really haven't played as a female character in the games. That I'm sure it'll be cool to see the Latino culture in the Miami, Puerto Rico, Cuban culture down in Miami in the setting, and then the bank robber stuff. I think from what I've heard, it's a very cool potential, and I hope they nail the story. But didn't a few of their, like, the main writers leave? I feel like,
Yeah, I
Jose,
mean, that's
recently.
part of that's been part of the whole
That's a big
cultural
part of
thing,
it
is
too.
they've had
Yeah,
a lot of people not always leave on bad terms, but still leave. And so, yeah, man,
yeah.
I don't know. It's
I'm excited either
gonna be
way,
interesting.
and I wanted to say, I feel like we'll play this game in 2025. Like, that's kind of a cool year,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
3 years away, which kind of sucks. But given that
Well,
it's
I'm
at
sure
least
we'll
2
find
years
ways
out,
to fill the
probably.
time, bud.
Yeah,
We'll
no,
be
we're
all
gonna have,
right.
dude. 2023 is gonna be insane. I was listening to Unlock today, and just insane. Too many games. And speaking of Grand Theft Auto, I am wearing my Sacred Symbols shirt,
I
which
saw that. Looks
which
good. Looks
plays
real good.
on, of course, the Grand Theft Auto cover. Let's move on to the next story there, Jose. And this is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake reportedly paused indefinitely. And of course, this is a PlayStation timed exclusive, but originally it was an OG
Game.
Xbox
Yeah, it was
console
on.
exclusive.
Yeah.
So basically, Aspire's recent internal demo of the Star Wars didn't land very well, and they fired the remake's art director and design director right after, and that
Dang.
the game isn't in it. Basically, it's who knows indefinitely paused. And this summary is coming from Matt Kim. Like I said, the original story is on Bloomberg. Jose, this was kind of a big deal for PlayStation players because I felt like that was a good get for them, but delayed indefinitely. You didn't play the first one, did you? And I
So
haven't either.
I didn't play it directly. However, and I think I've told this story before. When I was in college, my freshman year, my roommate, he was huge into Knights of the Old Republic. I mean, to the point where I am not 100% certain, but I am fairly certain that is a huge reason why he eventually dropped out of college. Just because and look, he was a good guy. I like him.
Yeah,
If you ever
no.
listen to this, it was a pleasure being his roommate. But like, he there were days where I'd get up early to go to class, 8, 9 in the
Still up.
morning, and he'd be up, and I'd come home and he's still there. And I was like, "Hey, how was class?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't go." And hey, look, dude, it's college. Everybody skips classes
Alan
here and
Pack,
then.
same way, freshman year.
But there were times where I was like, dude, I don't think you've gone in like a week. And look, in the world of education, you just know like you can't miss that much and still
Yeah.
expect to do well. So I saw a lot of it because of that, because I watched them play, and I was intrigued at the time, but I was like into Halo and girls and parties and stuff like that. So I didn't get into it. But to your point, I think it was a huge get for PlayStation, and it definitely hurts a lot of players. But here's my opinion on it. I want it to still be made, not because it's like I don't want Xbox to go back and buy it and then we get it back and we like rub it in their faces like, oh, you had it and you lost it. I just want it to come out because, one, I would like to play it
Yeah.
as an update, and I think it's fair that everyone should play it. Like, let's just make it multi-platform. And it was going to be, like you said, it was a timed exclusive, but it is a little scary / sad / a bummer that it just sounds like when you say indefinite, that usually means like it's never coming, right?
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
mean,
sure they spent a bunch of money on it already too, which is crazy.
I remember how we were talking about how Starfield demo. I mean, yeah, the frame rate was a little off, but that's when like Phil and the team were like, okay, we got to delay this, clean this up, right? Imagine how bad it would be where like two guys immediately get fired and then paused indefinitely. Like that's like scale bound stuff. Remember that game, Jose? Probably not.
I don't remember that name,
But it's that dragon game that was supposed to come out on Xbox One that everyone cries about. Here's the thing. I agree. This completely sucks. I wanted to play this eventually. I still have not. I've heard the greatness that is Knights of the Old Republic. Looking forward to it. I feel bad that this is not getting made. Also, a huge, uh, kind of a sad shout out to Mr. Maddie Plays. He is the biggest Knights of the Old Republic fan, Jose. Like he started like crying when he saw this get announced and like losing it. Like
Oh, snap. That's a
he like
bummer.
reported on it. He's like, it's being made. Like he knew like beforehand, and then to see it happen, it was pretty awesome to see it because I was watching his reaction stream, whatever that was for the PlayStation showcase. And I just can't wait to hear what he says about this because he's going to be so bummed. So, unfortunately, the game is paused indefinitely. Let's hope somebody picks it up and makes it. I don't care if it comes out on PlayStation. Just get it made so we can enjoy it eventually. Next story. I believe Bubble Boy brought this up because Lord knows I don't have the money for this, but he does in that $10,000 studio he has. The Callisto Protocol GameStop exclusive collector's edition for Xbox Series X. You get a $10 reward when you go pro if you reserve this bad boy. It is $249.99 US dollars, Jose, and it comes with a steelbook, pins, a Jacob statue fighting some beast, the game, a comic number 8 edition, and some prisoner skins. Any reaction to that, Jose? Do you think it's worth
There's a long pause right there.
$250 for this collector's edition? By the way, that's insane, dude. Insane. Like I think I paid like
Hang on.
180 for that helmet, which is pretty cool, but also insane. 250,
Well,
Jose?
Okay, so I'm multimodal on this. I have multiple thoughts. The first thought is I think it's cool. I actually just I
Do you think
appreciate the
wait, the value is there right off the top, Jose?
I kind of do, not for
Woo!
me. I'm not gonna buy it, but let me explain because I can't explain it. I think this is rad. I think the best collector's editions that you can buy are the ones that have a statue, something that is physical that you can put on the mantle to represent. Because unfortunately, there have been ones that are not. There are ones that you get and it's just online stuff, or it's the steel book and it's still crazy expensive, or comes with like a map on the wall. Like, look, man, you get your map if you want, but that shouldn't be $250. So I always appreciate when they come with a statue. And here's the example I will use. When Halo 3 came out, it came out with this super dope
The
Master Chief
helmet,
helmet. And I
iconic.
didn't buy it back then.
Should have.
But you know what? I'll tell you when we were about a year ago, as the podcast was really taking off, and I was thinking about my staple, I was like, man, I really want a Master Chief helmet. And you could buy like the costume ones that were real chintzy and stupid. But I was like, I bet I could find one on eBay. And I
You found
could for
these.
like $100. And then I found the Jazwares one they were releasing at Christmas. So I was like, oh, that's a sign. That's a sign from heaven that I need to have this bad boy. And man, I'm thrilled. I would never go back on that purchase. It was absolutely fantastic. For the audio listeners, Dan's putting his helmet on right now, and he looks dang good. He could have been. They should have picked him up instead of Pablo Schreier for Master Chief. He's playing it. Ready? Here we go. Okay, anytime now.
Jose, look at the quality of this.
I love it.
Look at this thing. How much did we pay for this?
I paid 70. I think you paid 50, right?
Yeah, dude, look at the quality. This is what you got to wait for, guys. You just get the cheaper knockoff version of the official products. Don't get the collector's
He's absolutely
editions,
right.
guys.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
The $50 to $100 ones. Look at the quality. Oh wait, I forgot.
Yep, he's turning on the lights. You got to turn. It's on the back. You have to turn on the switch on the back, bud, for the listeners.
Look at this, Jose. Look, audio listeners, go watch the video right now. Look at this Master Chief. Look at these lights, you guys. Look at this. 0117 reporting.
Yep, hit the button on the other side.
Where's the weapon? I don't have another button on the other side.
There's another button somewhere. Anyway, point of the story. We're getting way off topic here. We're getting off. So I like that they come with something physical. I bet it's a beautiful statue. The little picture we can see on the article, it's on the GameStop website. If you want to see, by the way, look up Callisto Protocol Collector's Edition. You can see it yourself as well. It looks cool and it looks very well made. Here's why I think it could be worth it, just not for me. Game figures, action figures that are high quality are very expensive. Like, if you don't believe me, go to literally any comic book store, go to Entertainment Earth, and go look at like what it costs to buy anything that's bigger than like a GI Joe. They're crazy expensive. And when you get into some of those, like
$250 though, Jose?
dude, so great here. So
I would rather spend the money on that versus this little statue. I don't know, man. I just feel even with the God of War one, like that's a cool hammer, but $300, like
I know, and I agree with you. I'm not buying this, even though I think it's cool. But I applaud that they're at least doing cool stuff like this.
It is.
Here's my problem with this one specifically. Even though it's a cool statue, I don't know if I'm gonna love the game, and that's an inherent problem when you have a deluxe edition of a brand new game. Is you're like, I don't know. God of War is different because we know it's gonna be a banger. It's banger when they do Halo stuff. That's different because we know Halo. But when it's a brand new one, it's just you don't know if it's gonna hit. And so to spend $250 seems a little insane for me.
Yeah. And then did you see though the people who have been buying those? I think Kyle and Joseph were talking.
Yeah, they've been reselling them. That also makes me mad too, man. Man, I don't
really
that whole culture
that's the market, man. Like if you got a Steam Deck right now, buy it for 500, sell it for 9. You know, it's capitalism, Jose.
I know. I've been thinking about a Steam Deck too. I don't need one, but I hear about it. Like they sound pretty dope.
And sell one on StockX, like I don't know. But I have no interest in this. I like you said, I don't even know if the game is going to be good, and it's a cool statue. But sometimes, like this one, you can already tell it hasn't sold out, unlike the God of War ones. Maybe if you wait, like I've got that Halo 5 one that I still need to bring down because Halo 5, not the best Halo game. And I thought it was a cool collection.
That statue's rad, though.
Exactly. Eventually, it dropped down to where I got it for less than $100 for waiting. So I don't know. Cool looking, but we don't know about the game. And to be honest, none of us are going to buy this. Let's be real. Let's move on to the next story, Jose. This is coming on IGN. And this is not really video game related, but kind of San Diego Comic-Con 22 everything announced. Some Legos. First look at Dungeons and Dragons. Is that a movie, Jose? I have
Yeah,
no
dude,
idea.
it sounds crazy, but the trailer was awesome. You should go check it out. And it looks good, man. It's got Chris Pine in it. It's got
Oh, I like
couple of
Chris
other like
Pine. I
yeah,
do
man.
like Chris Pine.
He's like the main character.
The
It's got some
TMNT Cowbunga collection is a release date. This is a big deal. August 30th.
yes.
You bet your buns I'm buying this bad boy. I
Yeah.
can't wait for this. What else is it? What else stood out from you on this Comic-Con?
Oh my
Because I'm
god,
not.
there was a lot, and not a lot that I think is like top tier AAA news, but a lot of cool stuff because again,
Oh, the
coming out of
Wakanda Forever trailer. That was
oh
pretty.
my god, that's one of my top ones. If you have not seen the Wakanda Forever trailer, there is
That was
so much
crazy.
in
Yeah, that was
there with
good.
like Namor and
I don't
obviously
even know
Shuri.
much about that whole thing, but I was like, oh man, I'm
Yeah,
moved.
and
And
then
I mean,
and
I
then Riri
enjoyed it.
Williams, how we talked about her last week. Riri Williams is going to be Ironheart. She's the new Iron Man. She's in there.
Who's that?
It's in the comic book world, but it's man, it looks like the Wakanda Forever. Like I also got a little choked up. Like I'm not
Yeah,
like
no,
I'm
it's
not
super
that guy,
sad
but like
about
thinking about Chadwick, I was like,
yeah, Chadwick.
man,
Yeah, that was just sad. That was just so sad.
yeah.
Um
Some other cool stuff. I mean, they said there's going to be a National Treasure TV show on Disney Plus.
yeah.
I
Wait,
love
wait,
the
wait. Is
National
Nick
Treasure
Cage gonna be in
movies.
it?
I don't know. I think for sure the
See, if it doesn't have
sidekick
Nick
is.
Cage.
I know, but it's a show too. It's not going to be a movie.
Jose, real quick
Um,
question. When did we stop calling him Nicolas Cage and he changed to Nick Cage? When
I
did
still
that
call him
happen?
Nicolas Cage.
Okay, Nicolas Cage.
I'm not part of
Okay,
that world.
good. Yeah, okay, good.
They also showed we had for the last couple of months seen the trailers for Gotham Knights. We had seen the Nightwing trailer and the Robin trailer. They dropped the Batgirl gameplay. I think I'm still
didn't
loving
see
Robin the most.
Dude,
I
no,
think
I called Robin. You guys made fun of Robin. You can't be
you're right.
switching on me.
I did. You can pick Robin. I'm just saying it looks cool. I like the Batgirl. I'll still play as Batgirl. That's still who I think my main is going to be. But I still think the Robin trailer so far has been the most awesome one. They also said this is big news for that game that Joker won't be in that game. That he for sure is not playing a piece.
Are they
But
really like? They're probably just saying that, and Mark Hamill's like, somehow they're gonna include him. I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know about this whole story. Isn't it the Court of Owls? Isn't that right? So I know nothing about that. Is he a part of that, Jose? I don't know. Spoilers.
I don't want to say anything because it's a spoiler.
Okay. Keep going.
I mean, there's other stuff. He-Man and the Master of the Universe. There was Amazon's Wheel of Time. There and some Beavis and Butthead stuff. King of the Hill. Some comic stuff. SpongeBob. There were a couple others that I thought were really notable, though. The Lord of the Rings. The Power of the Rings on Amazon. I'm not a big Lord of the Rings dude, but it looks okay.
Yeah,
They also
Lord of the Rings. We don't need to talk about that. Okay, update on National Treasure. It showed Justin Bartha. Do you remember him from the Hangover movies where he's the one who would disappear?
He was Riley in the movies too. He was the sidekick.
Oh, was he? I don't even remember.
Yeah,
that.
he was the sidekick to Nicolas Cage.
So maybe it's gonna start him. That's fine. I'll watch him do this. Sorry, go ahead, Jose.
There's a new Gremlins movie coming out with some of the original actors and Randall. Oh God, what's his name? He was in some of the Marvel stuff. That's cool coming out. We saw a trailer, a very short one of I Am Groot for Disney Plus. Spider-Man freshman year. Oh, and this is the one I thought you were going to hit on. Did you see that they're doing a new X-Men 97?
I did. Yeah. So there's. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing new seasons of like What If, Marvel Zombies. I mean, there was some stuff on Walking Dead, and I haven't watched Walking Dead in a long time, but apparently it's still going. I would have to check it out.
Matthew were actually just talking about that. I'm like, have you stayed up in Walking Dead? He's like, no. Like, do you know anybody who stayed up? Because mad props if you have, because I have not been able to.
The last thing we saw was
Glenn. That's where a lot of people stopped.
No, I saw way past that.
We saw maybe that whole season after that.
So this is kind of a spoiler, but not really.
Spoiler. Well, you can say it. I'm probably not.
It's a spoiler that everyone knows. I saw the point where Rick leaves the show.
Oh, see, I didn't see that part. I knew about that. Everyone knew
we're about 2 or 3 episodes after that, and supposedly, and I could be totally wrong. So if you have watched it and I'm wrong, you can call me out and send me a message. But from what I understand, the next part of the series, they run into walkers. No, to walkers that are like smart. They start like commanding each other and stuff. So I kind of want to go back and see it. I'll be honest with you. I got to find a place that I can watch it.
Yeah, where can you stream it? What is that? AMC? Is there an AMC Plus? Of course there is.
I don't have AMC Plus for sure. Maybe it's I don't know. I got to look. So
sure.
Lots of stuff going on. They're working on a couple of like spin-offs like Tales of the Walking Dead that has like
dude, no, we don't need that.
Who's the big strong dude from White Chicks?
It
You're
doesn't
talking
matter.
about Terry
We've got
Crews.
enough.
He's in it. Olivia Munn's in it.
We've got enough Walking Dead. How can you possibly
Well, they're
add to
ending it. No, they're ending it. Like
Yeah.
they're literally saying it's over. This is the last
Well,
stuff we're doing.
end it. Anyway, Jose, speaking of all of this, I am Groot, all this other, how can Disney expect us to keep up with this?
So
It's getting out of control, dude.
But
Like,
dude, it is, but that's what they wanted. That's why they bought Marvel and put all this money in, is because because the truth is you don't have to watch all of these. Like if you didn't like
you
Guardians, don't
kind
watch I
of
Am Groot.
do to keep
Well, except that so that
and
was
the
the other
whole
thing.
universe thing, man. And they phased whatever. Remember, we need to get Phase X ready. Phase X for X-Men. Like, come on, guys. Like,
Oh no, so that I don't know if you heard that then. So that was kind of where the whole thing ended with Marvel at San Diego Comic-Con, is that they not only announced phase
Phase 4
5,
and
but
5, yeah.
phase 6, right? And they talked basically about that they're going to do Secret Wars and the Kang Dynasty, which I'll be honest, I don't know. I never
I don't
heard
know.
that before.
I saw the Avengers for Kang Dynasty.
But everything they said basically after She-Hulk, which is coming out soon, then we're starting phase 5, which will lead into that stuff.
Where's X-Men, Jose? You didn't say anything about. I heard they're doing.
You're right.
The
I didn't say
Fantastic
that.
Four.
Except that they're doing the 97 thing, but I don't.
That's great, but
I don't know. So, look, here's
it's out of control, Jose.
It is.
They can't keep.
They can't keep going. They absolutely are going to keep going.
I know,
it's
but
making
they can't
crazy
expect,
money.
Even me, who I consider is a pretty big Marvel fan in general, I can't keep up with this. It's just
okay.
It's out of control.
Someone take that soundbite right there, and in 3 years we're gonna play it because after we're watching the end of phase 6, we're gonna go back to that clip.
No. I can keep up with the main movies. That's the only thing I've kept up on. I still haven't seen Loki. I still haven't seen Hawkeye. I still haven't seen, like, it's out of control. Anyway, you're right. A lot of big news. Where's my phase X? Okay, Kevin Feige, come on, get to the X-Men. Give us
Does
what we
Fox
want.
still own X-Men now? Or do they really get
Disney bought Fox? It doesn't matter.
Okay.
They own it. So
well, I'm asking. That's why I didn't know.
You forgot about that. Yes. Disney bought Fox. They own X-Men. Okay. It should get to it already. Anyway, a lot of news from Comic-Con. Awesome stuff.
A lot of stuff.
I was going to say, Jose, did you see the Multiverses game? Apparently that is
people are loving
hard.
it.
Yeah, loving it. And Kyle and Joseph mentioned, and I was trying to find it. It shows the meme of LeBron looking at J.R. Smith like, why did you call a timeout? You know, the famous meme of him. I guess that's in the game. That makes me want to play it right there. But I'm not a big what's that based off of? Smash Brothers. She-Hulk. Come on, Jose. Baby Groot. Spider-Man freshman year. Like, I can't keep up with this.
I'll watch all of them. But here's what's hard. Here's what's hard for you, and this because it's hard for me as well. You have young children, and your wife is not into Marvel, and that's the big difference. Is that give your family like 5 years when you could watch all of this? Because I'm in the same boat. I'm a couple years ahead of you, but like Penelope, I could watch a reasonable amount of the Marvel stuff with, but not Scarlett yet. And so I really need to wait till she's of age. And then my full plan is, I'm serious. Like, we're going to take one of these summers and we're doing all 42 movies.
My dream.
I'm so pumped for that time.
Star Wars.
Wait. Yeah.
I know. So speaking of X-Men 97, Bubble Boy also included an article here about what to expect from the animated Marvel sequel. They're back, but what's it going to be about? And this is from Jesse Shadeen. The upcoming X-Men 97 was the most main focal points in the Marvel's Animation's first Comic-Con panel. While we didn't get a trailer, we do know that the series is going to be about Magneto. It looks like, I'm trying to read it here, Jose. The New Mutants? Oh no. What is going on here?
I heard that it was like an extension of where the other series left off. Like where the original one ended, they were going to basically keep it going.
New Mutants and Generation X? No, gosh, I hope not. No. What they need to do is just do the exact same mutants, bring back Morph, and just keep it right there. Like, you don't need to do anything, guys.
Rest in peace to Morph. Right there. Poor dude.
And Bishop, look at this picture right here. You got Rogue, Gambit, Bishop, Wolverine, Storm, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Jubilee, Beast, and Morph. Bring back Morph somehow, and all will be right in the world. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on. Basically, they don't know anything. But the reason I brought this up is Bubble Boy said maybe we can rank our favorite X-Men from the series. Sounds like a whole topic for another day. Yes, we will eventually get
Yeah, that's a good
to
one.
the
We
best
might have to break that
X-Men.
up into like generations though, dude. The X-Men that's a big.
No, you got to pick 5. You got to do it.
Oh,
Are there really generational? Like, come on. We all know
yeah.
there's only real
Mm.
5 that we would pick
We
from.
have to do heroes and villains. How about that of X-Men? That would help me a little bit.
I guess, yes, we can do that, but I don't really care about the villains. A lot from Comic-Con, a lot to be excited about, but I'm still concerned that we don't have Phase X X-Men. Feige, get on that.
Well,
Also,
to
was
be
there?
fair, they bought the Fox, and like they bought Fox more recently. So it may be that some of this has been in the works for a couple years, and then they
Yeah,
bought Fox,
true,
and now
true,
they're
true,
they're
true,
building
true,
that
true,
now.
true. They better get to it before I die. That's all I'm going to say about that. Jose, let's move back into some gaming news, and I wanted to shoot a couple little short Halo stories here. This is coming straight from Halo's Twitter, and this was on the 26th. It says, introducing Halo Gear Rewards. Complete your free Fracture Entrenched event pass to earn a discount code for the event exclusive tanker jacket. And Jose, did you see this jacket?
I did, dude. It looks dope.
Pretty dang sweet. We're talking like a more modern day Top
Bomber.
Gun-esque bomber jacket, sweet patches on the side. Those are some sick patches. And then the symbol on the back with the sword breaking
And
through the halo.
inside, did you click on the
Oh,
link
I
and see
didn't
what
even see the inside.
inside
Oh,
the jacket?
you've got the Scorpion tank on the inside. And the best part, obviously, is the gamer tag, your gamer tag embroidered in on your jacket. How cool is this, Jose? Tell me what
Okay,
you think about this
so here's
jacket.
even more the coolest thing for the listeners. So this was on Twitter that Chance sent us by, which from like the Halo account, which was
I
thanks, Chance.
actually
Oh,
did
you did
this
this.
one.
I apologize. So it says if you complete that, you have your code. So just for fun, I was like, well,
Yeah,
how
you
much is
look
the
at the
jacket?
price.
If you go to the website, it's 117,343. It's literally
117,343 for
yeah.
this
So I would
jacket.
imagine that your coupon is going to be something like
I think
117,000.
someone, yeah.
$100 or something, and it's really cost you whatever
Oh, it
200
says it
bucks for
right
the
here.
jacket.
Product details. Actual price with Halo Gear rewards code is 125.
125.
Jose, I might be getting this jacket.
It's dope, dude. I kind of think about it too, but it's pretty rad.
I would wear this everywhere, and everyone would be like, "Dude, you are such a badass." I don't know how
Everywhere you walk,
I don't know how to keep
perfect. So people would walk everywhere.
exactly. I don't have to keep all the women off of me from this jacket. So very cool. I like the idea. I guess this is common in Destiny. They kind of do same thing. I don't know if you read about that. Some people in the comments were saying,
No,
"Oh, Destiny does something too, where if you complete something, there's like discount codes for products in their store." I think
I'm
this
here
is
for that. That's
yeah, I
cool.
think this is so cool to like something that you can do easily and then you get a discount for exclusive gear. Jose, I'm tempted. I think I need to pre-order this. I think I
I
really
mean, you love your top gear, your top gun jacket.
I
I imagine
know, and
you'd wear this all the time.
dude, this is a collaboration of like two worlds. And it's a solid looking jacket. Like it's
Yeah, I
not
mean,
like
$100 for a jacket's
and
not
it doesn't even like people
insane.
wouldn't even know if they saw it.
I mean, but for the people that did know, they would be like,
Oh,
"I
oh
salute you, sir."
man. Anyway, so that was the first positive Halo news I wanted to share. And then here's another questionable one, Jose. And I don't know if you saw this. This is on Video Games Chronicle. And I think I did read a comment in Twitter for the jacket that brought me to this. This is coming from Jordan Midler over at VGC. Halo Infinite multiplayer is reportedly causing players to use 1 gigabyte of data per game. And according to 343, this issue will be fixed in August. So first highlighted by on Twitter, Nick Meister R. After every match, the game client would reportedly use between 305 and 900 megabytes of data.
That's
This
wild.
caused alarm as playing a game for a few hours could smash through your data cap in a single night, and it shows the tweets. And in response, Halo support Twitter said the team is investigating reports of Halo Infinite downloading extra data after multiplayer matches. An improvement for this issue will be included in August's drop pod update. Stay tune. So Jose, I don't know about you, but actually I do know about you. You don't have a data cap. You pay an extra $30 a month, so you don't have to worry about this,
I
Kaka.
don't pay $30 for that. I was
That's how.
grandfathered in.
What? How? How did you get that? What do you
I,
pay,
my whole internet is like $98 a
dude?
month for the download, and I have unlimited.
Well, it's 30 for me. So here's the thing, Jose. I've noticed that I'm at 1,034 gigs right now of my allowed 1,229. So I'm cutting it close. Yeah, I'm cutting it close this month. I did download a couple of big games. I don't or redown. I don't know why, Jose. I re-downloaded Destiny, but we can talk about that another day. Got the Witch Queen. Anyway, and then I downloaded Resident Evil, not the biggest of games, and then I downloaded Dark Souls. That was only like 30 gigs. So like maybe I've downloaded 200 gigs worth of data
Worth of
this week.
games, yeah.
Where's the rest of this? Where's my other 800, 900 gigs coming from?
It's your kids playing on stuff and you're streaming.
We don't stream that much at all. They maybe get to watch 40 minutes a night. Okay.
And you're streaming for Pony? I don't know, your marathon sessions? I don't know.
Exactly. Am I a victim? I'm looking at my Comcast right here. Am I a victim of Halo? I played a lot of Halo Infinite this month. I was doing a lot of challenges. Am I getting hit by this? So, Jose, what is your reaction to this caca right here?
So, I mean, no one would say that they like this. Like, this is obviously bad news. However, look at the silver lining. I think it's incredible, one, that Halo followed up so quick, not only with a response publicly saying like, "Whoa, we're looking into this. Thank you for letting us know," but they're also patching it right away. In contrast to something
August.
like Battlefield. Well, August is literally in 3 days as we record. So, like, I get it. It would be better to have it like instantaneously, but I still think it's impressive that they're engaging with the community, they're addressing player concerns, and they're still like launching new stuff. They just launched the whole multiplayer mode, right? Like that again, I know it's late. I know everybody wanted it earlier, but they're still doing it, right? So I applaud them for doing it. You know, I hope that it was a relatively easy fix and it's not something we encounter again, because that would be not a great thing if we hear that. But I also do feel bad for anyone that did get booted, like, because again, we live in a very awesome first world country where our internet's great and we can even afford to buy like unlimited data. I would be super bummed if I was in a country where I ate through my data cap, or if I was playing on like my cell phone monthly bill and I get my bill and it's like $400 more. Like I'd be mad. So I totally understand, man. But I'm glad that they're doing what they need to.
And then I love Halo. I still, that's probably my most played. That's the only multiplayer game I play consistently with you guys and with everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But like little things like this, like it is a little concerning, Jose. Like it's kind of a big deal. If this is really happening, Jose, there are data caps and I'm a victim of it and it's not good. But like you said, they are addressing it. For the most part, they have been completely transparent. I got to give them credit with that. Just nail co-op 343, nail Forge. I hear people are freaking out about Forge from what they've seen in leaks. And also, if they can bring a battle royale, Jose, everyone will forget about everything and then they'll love Halo again. So please, 343, please nail it. Let's go on to the last story
Oh,
for
hang
the
on, one
week.
more. You skipped one I just want to mention earlier because we were talking about the like um the gold editions of like games and how they're so expensive. This was also thrown in here by Bubble Boy, who can't be with us here tonight right now. But it was
Oops, sorry.
IGN talks about the release of a 1-to-4 scale Lady Dimitrescu statue from
Oh,
Resident
yeah.
Evil
Hold on.
8.
Let me see this. Yeah, go ahead.
So
Talk to us.
for people
I didn't
listening,
click
it's
this.
it's 1-to-4 scale, which means it's a pretty big statue. But in contrast, we were just talking about the Callisto Protocol.
Oh my gosh.
The collector's edition costs $250, and it comes with the cool statue and steelbook and pins and
Jose,
all this other stuff.
wait. Let me interrupt you. What does 1 to 4 mean? I've always wondered about that.
So 1-to-1 would be life size.
Yeah.
Like, so 1-to-4 would be a fourth the scale. So theoretically, like if she's 8 feet tall in the game, this would be a 2-foot tall statue.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I thought. But it doesn't.
So
Are you sure?
yeah,
Because look, this says it's 35 inches.
Well, I don't think she's 8 feet tall. I think she's bigger than that in the game. She's a giant.
Oh, okay.
So for the people listening at home,
yeah, I don't know.
the statue does look beautiful and like a great rendition of her, terrifying. She's got the long like knife fingers. It is $1,500. 1,500. And so this, I want to just bring this up. One, I guess it's cool. I don't know who's even going to buy this, but to Dan's point about like, how could they make these collector's editions so expensive? Making statues and toys is crazy expensive. And so the fact that 250, yeah, again, I'm not going to buy it, but I understand why they cost that much. I mean, that's just how this works. And some of this for this one is the shipping because it's very fragile, obviously, with like her knife hands. Like that's got to be such a pain to ship. How many people are going to get it? And that's broken off and stuff. Like that's a mess. So
Okay, we
cool.
gotta very cool. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say cool. I'm not buying it, but they other cool. Just a small thing. They're only making 666 of them.
So very limited. And you know what's crazy? Is there are some serious lady Dimitrescu simps out there if we're gonna buy this.
There really are.
I need to send this link to Pony immediately
Pony.
because he's gonna love seeing this thing. So
He's gonna buy this instead of a TV. I can already tell.
Let's close the news for this week with everybody's favorite segment, Games with Gold for August 2022. This is coming from Dan Hickey over at the Xbox Wire. Here are the games that you can get with your Xbox Live Gold membership. Calico, available August 1st to 31st. You'll need to channel the cat attitude in the totally charming and fuzzy sim game Calico. It's up to you. Rebuild the town's rundown cat cafe, create your character, choose fun clothes to wear, whimsically decorate your place for cats and human visitors, and of course, fill it up with adorable animals. With magical potions, you might even be able to ride your giant cat to work. This game is low stress, creative, and simply pawsome. August 1st to 31st. Jose, tell us about, is that Scourgebringer?
Scourge or Scourgebringer. Available August 16th to September 15th. Slash your way through a post-apocalyptic world as Kira, the deadliest warrior of your clan. Explore the fast-paced roguelite platformer Scourgebringer. Attack your enemies and bosses that guard the secrets of the Scourge. The ever-changing dungeon holds mysteries and mementos of past explorers that can help you move forward and perhaps redeem all of humanity.
I'm not gonna lie, Jose, I love me some platformers. I might actually check that out. Coming also is Saints Row 2, available August 1st to the 15th. A lot has changed in 5 years. You awaken from a coma to learn that the Third Street Saints have been disbanded and their territory has been taken over by syndicates with with corrupt corporation backing. Rebuild the Saints and take back your territory in an open world adventure that mixes humor, violence, and demands you to earn respect by any means necessary. I do have to say, Jose, this is an old game, but kind of ties into the new Saints Row game that's coming out because it's a little bit more grounded, and that this is probably like the last grounded one. So kind of a cool tie-in. I've never played them. Maybe I need to check it out. Tell us about Monaco. What's yours is mine, Jose.
So this is available August 16th to the 31st. So it's only a 2-week window. But it says, who can pull off the heist of a lifetime? Assemble a crack team of thieves and get to work. Choose from one of 8 highly skilled and highly colorful characters, each with their unique set of skills like pickpocket, the locksmith, the cleaner, and more. Play solo or with 3 other morally dubious friends as you sneak through the nightclubs and yachts. Each stage is told from a different perspective in this award-winning game. It sounds cool, kind of like a Ocean's 11 type game. I don't know if it's like top down, first person, or whatever, but it kind of looks cool. I might check that out.
Jose, are you gonna play anything else from there, or are you good?
I might try
I'm
Calico
interrupting
with
you. No, you need to go play Grand Theft Auto 5, Jose. That was a trick question. No, just kidding.
Trick
Calico
question.
actually might be good. You're right. That might be good for.
It might be good for Penelope, but no, I want to play Inside. I went to go download it. It's not available yet. I want to play that first.
Ooh,
We'll get to we'll talk about that when we get to what I'm playing. I'm sorry. So we'll continue.
No, sorry. No, definitely play Inside. Yeah, we'll get into what we've been playing here in a second. I'm looking at Scourgebringer. It's like a NES kind of 8-bit kind of art style.
Like Narita Boy? Is it like that?
It looks more,
or is it like Dead Cells?
No, it looks more like, I think, Dead Cells. It looks fine. It didn't look as cool as I thought it was going to. Dang it. So maybe, what was the Monaco one? I know nothing about that. Oh, it does look kind of like, this looks like, oh, you know what this looks like, Jose? This looks like a almost top-down, old school Grand Theft Auto-esque.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
like
that
bird's eye
does.
view.
Yeah, not very good on that one either. Okay, I'll probably try Saints Row 2. Sorry, go ahead. I interrupted you, Jose. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, if you want to transition to what we've been playing and watching, so I just for the audience at home, I want to play Inside. I talked about that last week. I had never played it originally. I know it got great stuff. It's supposed to come back to Game Pass. So as soon as that comes, it's like a 3, 4, 5 hour banger. So I'm going to do that. And excited to play that. I did finally finish Tunic, which was cool. I liked it a lot. In my opinion, honestly,
Ooh,
it was
tell me what you thought.
a little too long. Like I think it could have been,
Really?
yeah. Um,
Oh,
and
are you just saying that because of the difficulty spike, and then you had to.
That's a little bit of it, but here's what I realized. So the game again, if you've never played it, you're this cute little fox. It's very reminiscent of like the original Link to the Past with Zelda and Link and stuff, and it's cool. I really liked a lot of the mechanics. One of the coolest mechanics of the game initially is that you can't understand most of what's going on. Like it's all written in this language it's like a fictional language. And so what happens is you get like pages of the quote unquote manual for the game, and it teaches you along the way how to do stuff, and it is really awesome. Like I've really enjoyed all that. Here's the inherent problem with that though. As the game goes on, you don't have a story to grasp onto. Like the basic story is that like you awake and you're trying to save this like female fox,
Mhm.
and there's some cool twists at the end and that kind of stuff, and that's it. And so I just, by the time I was getting close to the end, I was like, I don't have a vested interest in like in
What?
uncovering a
This
mystery or
cute
answering a
fox and
thing.
figuring out where he needs to go, Jose? Do you
Yeah, I
reconnect
did
with his
that though.
mom?
No, it was fine.
On the XRT rating scale, what would you give it? Your personal score.
I think it's worth your time and money. If I mean, I would buy it for probably, I'd pay 25 and be happy with that. For what it was.
Good.
It's obviously free on Game Pass, so that's a banger.
Which
Of
did you
course,
like
there.
better, this or Death's Door?
I like Death's Door better, and that's
And
what I was
here's
just
my
about to
counter
compare it
argument.
to.
What the hell is going on in Death's Door? Tell me that story, Jose.
That hell has been taken over, and you're trying to like save hell, which is like a weird thing because no one wants to ever save hell.
See, I didn't get that at all. I felt how you described Tunic is how I felt about Death Star. I really wasn't that invested into his story at all. I just love that the gameplay loop in that.
Yeah.
So it's funny. So sorry, that's
So
opposite.
no, it's cool. So I like that a lot. So I finished that, and then I was going to go play Inside. It's not available yet. So I did the same thing that my two co-hosts are into. I finally jumped into Forza Horizon Hot Wheels, and man, everything they were describing is exactly the same way. Like the opener, I don't think it was as good as the opener for Forza 5.
What?
I still think the opener for the
Dude.
game was better, but I will
No,
admit
you're wrong.
I will admit that it was awesome. I didn't hate it at all. I'm just saying, like, comparatively, I would choose the opener for the main game over that. But what I would say is I noticed genuinely, I had like a genuine smile on my face. And I'm playing by myself in my basement, and just
Mhm.
like just this feeling of elation or jubilation as I'm
Yeah.
like, as you're going through the crazy turns and things. And I heard finally the sound you're talking about, the voo, 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 when you connect to the like,
Yeah.
it's awesome. So I've gotten to play a little bit of that. And God, Forza is just such a great game for so many reasons. One of the ones that you guys didn't even mention, but we always talk about, is the drivatars. The
Yeah.
fact that like I'm in a race and all of a sudden I'm like Goose passes me or J-Biz passes
Yeah.
me, and I'm like, that son of a like
Yeah.
that was such an incredible innovation for games.
And I can tell which one of you guys is one of those who just hit people because you'll scoot over and you'll give me a little ram and cut me off. Like I know who's one of those people who just
That's me. I'm
rams into
totally
people. Yeah, I
that.
know, and
I'm on
uses
that
them as a
driver.
bumper. Yeah.
Yep. So I did that. I did play a little bit of Halo this week. They're still doing that alpha pack event, the 10 step event that you can get right now. That ends in 5 or 4 days, I think now. So I haven't played a lot of Halo because I've been playing Forza. But other than that, man, I don't know what I'm going to play out. I mean, I guess I'll play Inside, and then maybe between then I'll have a lull
Dude,
between October to play some GTA 5. Maybe that's where I'll go do that in there.
It's on sale right now, Jose. It's $30. It is worth your time and money. The
Yeah,
30
and
bucks gets
you know what? I have a
everything.
gift card from when I bought my TV. It's an Xbox store, so I might just
I got
use
one
that to
too.
buy it.
You're right.
Yeah.
Or no, I
In
didn't
terms
get,
of
I don't, yeah.
talk about what you've been playing, and then I'll talk about what I'm watching. What have you been playing?
So I finally beat Resident Evil Village.
Congratulations, bud.
I gotta say, Jose, I'm not gonna lie, at the end there, I was like, I need this game to end. Like, spoilers, you play as another character, and I was like, okay, this is where it ends. This has got to be where it ends. And then it doesn't end.
And then it
You
doesn't end
got
there.
to-
Nope.
And then you go back to a certain character, and then it finally ends. I got a lot of issues. Overall, though, and I'm gonna have to tweet this. I think Resident Evil Village is a good game. It's beautiful, well made, polished, plays well, satisfying gun combat. A little clunky, but that needs to happen as a result of
That's
the
in
genre
Resident. It's every Resident Evil
and
game.
Ethan. But man, the story is whack, Jose. I'm sorry. Game is whack. It still doesn't really make sense at all. Where I feel 7 excelled so much because it was grounded at first and then it got wacky at the very end. This was just wacky from the beginning. Shout out to the Duke, probably the best part of the game. But they do kind of explain, Jose, why Ethan is able to his hand and I guess. But I
mean,
just
look,
have to say it's a
it's
great game. It just didn't hit with me as much as 7 did, and I do think 7 is a superior game in every way, and 8 is a good game. But after I beat 7, I like wanted to go back and play it again, and I went back for some achievements. I'm trying Village of Shadows right now for a little bit, but
mm.
I've done like I've gotten to the castle and I've already beaten one of the bosses, and I'm like, do I really want to play this whole thing again? It's a long game, and I'm like,
No, it's
for
a
a
very
Resident
long game.
Evil
It was
game,
way
it is.
deceptive too,
Yeah.
because like you said, you from
There are
all the
parts.
marketing that came out,
Yeah.
you really thought that Lady Dimitrescu was like your main villain, and
Nope,
she is
she's
a
there for 5 minutes.
tiny part of the game. She's just a very iconic villain. But no, I look, man, I understand. And here's what I would say. Is it the most amazing story? No, but I never said it was. I
Yeah.
like that style of game. I loved that it was zany. I love that there was a variety of villains and bosses and areas. Like that's the kind of stuff I like to play. But it's not like a cohesive Mass Effect. It's not. That's just not really how it's written.
Or even on an Uncharted game. But
Oh yeah, that's fair.
uh, one thing I do have a problem with, though, and this kind of makes me a little upset, is the faceless Ethan Winters. What did you think of that? This guy has 2 games based on him, and they fully
Uh-huh.
committed to him. You don't know what he looks like. Even when you look at the character model, which I did, it's a blacked out blob. You never see what he looks like, and I can't help but feel like I know that's like an artistic decision that they made. Like this is going to be this faceless,
Yeah, that they
even though
wanted
he's
to
got
be
a
you
voice
instead of
hero.
him. Like I get it.
But at the same time, it's like this guy had 2 games based off of him, and spoilers at the end of it, there's a character connected to him, and I'm like, I don't know. Me and Matthew were both because he watched the whole thing. He watched the whole stream with me, and I'm just like, I'm kind of sad that he didn't. You know, he
He,
didn't.
he-
He was
it's
a
not the
huge
same.
part of the
Yeah,
universe. You know,
but
like and
it's
they
not the
don't have
same
his
as like
face,
the Chris Redfield and the Jill
but he
Valentine who
doesn't
you
he
know
deserve
them.
that?
I
Doesn't he
agree. I think he
deserve
does.
that?
I agree
All
with
right,
you.
tell
I'm
me your
saying
thoughts
like
on the faceless part. Yeah.
I don't love that. Did you play the third person view? Did you do that download? I was going to ask you that
No, that's not out yet. I just did the standard one. That one's
because
not out
that's
yet.
I kind of want to go back and play it in that mode to see if it makes a difference in that regard.
You'll never see his face though. They're gonna have it where it's his black. That's what I was thinking. Like it's gonna be like a blacked out
I don't know.
blur, like his
No,
character
I
model.
agree. I wish that I think that it was. I like being a character, and I mean he is a character. Ethan Winters is a character, but like not having a face, I think is a little bizarre in that world.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It would be one thing if like he never spoke and you didn't see him, but you hear him talking all the time. That's
all
why
the
I think
time,
it's
a
so
lot.
weird that they didn't give him a face. So that's one game I've been playing. After that, I started Cuphead. Man, Cuphead is tough.
It's a
I
different
forgot
beast, dude. I
exactly,
know.
and like I beat like the first 3 bosses. I want to say, where in the first game I was like, yes, I want to keep going. I'm determined. Now I'm like, I can't do this right now. It's just a little too much. You know, it's Cuphead is Cuphead. Boss fights, figure out patterns, get lucky, and maybe you'll survive long enough to beat the boss. You know, great game. I like that I can play it in front of my kids because it's just some wacky cartoon, and they're like, why
Yeah,
is he
yeah,
doing this?
totally.
Why are they, you know, it's appropriate for them. Played a little bit Hot Wheels, but I know Bubble Boy has put in work in Hot Wheels. I'm pretty sure he got every achievement already, Jose, which is
He said he was
insane,
done.
dude.
That's insane, man.
I don't know. I don't know how he does it. And then guess what I've been playing, Jose? I
Cyberpunk?
mentioned it earlier. No, I still refuse to get started into
What have
Cyberpunk.
you been playing?
I've been playing my PlayStation 5 and I'm playing Uncharted: The Lost Legacy
Oh, I
or Legacy
saw
of
that on
Thieves
your
edition.
stream, and I didn't. I okay. Yeah, yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, so sorry, by the way, you did come in one day and you were talking. I was totally talking to you guys. Apparently my mic wasn't working, and Pony finally told me like an hour in, he's like, why can't we hear you?" And I was like, "I've been talking this whole time and my mic was working." So sorry,
You're
I
just talking
I
into the
was
ether,
talking to
man.
you. Um, so and it's been great, Jose. I've already played the Lost Legacy, the one with Chloe and Nadine, and I've already
Uh-huh.
beaten Uncharted 4 and gotten the platinum for both of these games. But it's just
Wow.
been a great palette cleanser, sorry. I already so like I said, I bought the game and I'm like, hopefully all the trophies will auto pop and I'll get an easy platinum for this, right? Of course, with PlayStation, everything's a mess. Nothing unlock. It didn't unlock everything. It was so dumb. Like certain save files, I'm like, are you? And even if you look at like Power Picks is a guy for trophies. He's like, if you didn't do it right, then you're gonna have to replay it. So basically, I had to replay. I just played Uncharted Legacy, Lost Legacy, Uncharted, which is or Crushing, which is the hardest difficulty. I have all the trophies for that game now, and now I'm playing 4. I'll say I'm having a blast. I love
They're
Uncharted.
great games,
They're
dude.
great games,
Nathan
but
Drake is a
but
dope character.
yeah, I love Nathan Drake, love Sully, love all of it. But I'm noticing, Jose, these games aren't as great as we think they are. They can be slow. You have cutscenes all the time, like even to the point where Bacon and Pony were watching with me, and they're like, "Can we skip this? Like, I'm bored," And even I was like, I can't
Yeah,
watch
but
10 minutes. And Jose, I notice Naughty Dog, these older games, they do slow the pace down a lot where you're just walking and not doing anything exciting or the slide through something really slow. And on the previous generation, that's where it was loading in the next area, right?
yeah,
Little stuff like that. The combat is a little janky. Like you can punch, you can break free, but there's not like a counter. If it had a counter, the fighting would be a lot better.
yep.
There's not a designated crouch button. Like if they added that to sneak around, the sneaking would be better. Keep in mind, I have not played The Last of Us Part 2. Maybe they addressed a lot of these problems I'm noticing on that game. But in general, Naughty Dog is great at writing and storytelling, right? But as far as gameplay,
But
it's
but
not
some of
as
that
good as I remember, Jose.
that's exactly right, and that's what I was gonna say is, remember that
Even
some of that was
then.
a function of the time, though,
Yeah.
because you're right, that was used for loading. That's very clear when you play games like where there was clearly a loading scene, and the cutscenes, that was also a way that a lot of systems in the day would show off their prowess, right? Not in the gameplay, but when you'd see those cutscenes where it was beautifully rendered, in the PlayStation 2, 3, and even 4 era, that's where we were just like, "Oh my god, this game looks incredible." We expect that now in our gameplay, right? Because of the new hardware and stuff like that. So we don't see that. But I'm glad you're having a good time, man. And it is really nice to do those palate cleanser games. Um, I have a question for you, and this is a
Yeah.
serious question. I know you're going to a chance to probably make fun of me. When you before you start a game, because you and him always talk about how you go to look at the trophy list, right?
Mhm.
Where do you do that at? Not on the app because a lot of them are
Uh,
secret. But what
yeah,
site do
no,
you
I
use?
for Xbox, I use True Achievements. And
True
what's
achievements.
what's nice about that is like once you're logged in, like tracks everything, right? And then you can select like you refresh it when you get in there, and then you can select a game, and then you can select which ones you have, which ones you don't have, and it'll quickly show you like a hidden achievement, and then it'll just show it to you right there. And then what's nice is when you click on it, somebody will have a description like here's where you want to do it, or
Oh,
et cetera, et cetera. And then the one I really like actually is the PlayStation one because they're super. Xbox is good about this. XboxAchievements.com also has good walkthroughs, but I've been using PSN profiles for other walkthroughs because like cross-platform games, because
yeah.
they show all the trophies, right? And then they have like designated really well-written guides that kind of go step by step by step. And so yeah, between those two, it's all you really need. And with the profiles one, like those are hardcore people because you have to like register for the site. And
Yeah,
again,
yeah,
like True
yeah.
Achievement, it tracks everything. And like I said last time, I was the second person in the world tracked to get that
That
Super
one
Pearls.
first.
And it kind of eats at me a little bit, Jose, because I probably should have been and could have been the first because I didn't play that game like consistently until like way after the release because I was just playing other games and I was just doing like a level here, a level there, throughout the past like
Yeah.
few weeks. So, but yeah, that's what I use and that's what I recommend. But I don't always look for it unless it's something I know I'm going to go for, right? Like, especially like if I want to save time now at this point, because we just don't have enough of it. Like, I don't want to have to run through a game. Like, if it's like you have to do 3 playthroughs, screw it. I'm not even going to bother with
Yeah,
stuff
and
like that.
that's kind of what I was getting at. That
I I don't want to
admittedly,
miss stuff.
as the host of this show, I should probably have a little bit higher gamer score. And I'm not looking to be
I
like a
don't think
trophy
so at
hunter
all. No, Jose,
like you
that's
guys,
false.
but I
Don't
there are
think that.
probably times too where like I could have looked and been like, man, I was right there. I could have taken 2
Yeah.
seconds and done that to get the trophy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I was just curious.
Yeah, a lot of it is PSN profiles, and it kind of sucks, Jose, too, because like you'll see it. They'll even tell you like time to platinum or time to get 100%. It's like this many hours, and I'm like, I can't do that. And
Can't commit to that.
sometimes I go to how long to beat just to see how long this game is going to take. It's like, do I really want to commit to it? Like Cyberpunk, I think is like 80 hours to get everything.
Oh no, don't do that.
And I'm just like, I don't want to do that. But the only reason why I'm doing it for Uncharted is because a lot of them did pop. And basically on this run, I just need to beat it on the hardest difficulty and also collect everything, which there's an easy guide that I remember using. And and I wanted to replay the game eventually. I love Uncharted 4. I think it's a great game, but playing it, Jose, it is so dialogue heavy, man. It is, which is great. But at the same time, it's like, I don't have time for this. Like I was like trying to watch it, be like, I'm going to watch every. Are you there, Jose?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, sorry. I'm like, I'm gonna watch everything and just enjoy this. And then even like 15 minutes, I'm like, okay, I gotta play something now, guys. I don't have time. Sorry, go ahead and say I kind of cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say, it's a great palate cleanser, and I'm glad you didn't play Cyberpunk because Cyberpunk is gonna visually and gameplay feel exactly like Resident Evil 8 because it's the same first person.
And that's exactly why I'm glad I did it too, because I feel like this is the third person. I'm just doing some platforming, doing some punching, swinging around, shooting people. Like I completely agree. Like it's been great, and I'm glad I didn't go straight to Cyberpunk because it is another first person shooter. Yeah. So, Jose, let's talk about what we've been watching, and I'll go quick. Big news, Jose. Go. Big news.
Did you finish Stranger Things?
Apple TV.
I do. Do you have it too? Welcome
I got
back,
it free for a year. Shout out to T-Mobile for hooking me up. Haven't watched a dang thing. Probably not going to for a while, but I have it, Jose. I'll finally watch your
Ted Lasso
and Severance. Those are the only 2 things I want to watch. But Allie and I, we've binged through Better Call Saul. We were all the way behind. We got through all 5 seasons. I bought the 6th one that's releasing as it releases on Amazon. We are all caught up, Jose. We are ready for these final episodes. It's been a crazy ride. Enjoyed it. As far as the people loved it. Some I've read say that Better Call Saul is like the greatest show ever. Part of the top 3. It would go for me so far. Breaking Bad is greater than Better Call Saul is greater than Sopranos. I could see how Sopranos probably would have been higher at the time.
In his day, yeah.
Exactly. But watching it now, I'm like, talk about a snooze fest for a majority of it. But sticks with you. Characters.
Memorable too.
But very memorable, but not really much happens like when you really think about it. A lot of Tony eating, a lot of meetings, a lot of strippers, and infidelity. That's about it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
And so we've been watching that, and of course, Southern Charm on Bravo too. There's something else to it, but I can't quite remember, Jose. So tell me what have you been watching?
You've been watching Bachelorette, right? Because didn't Allie threaten your life?
Oh, you're right. Yes, I've been watching Bachelor. There are 2 Bachelorettes at the same time, Jose. This is a big deal. This has never been done before. Okay.
And explain to the audience what happened, because I get it, but I didn't totally understand it.
I had mentioned I gave Allie. I told her, at the when they're first introduced, they come out of the limo and they like say their introductions to the Bachelorette or the Bachelor. I told Allie, this is what I would say, if I came out of the limo to make an impression, right? And I gave her a few of my, one was like all sweet and one was joking around like, oh, they'd remember me, honey, right? And then she just turned and looked at me and she says, I'm going to put that ant poison in your mouthwash. And then she just turned back to the TV and I was just sitting there in shock, like, oh, my wife. You heard it here, guys. It's recorded now on the podcast. If I die,
we have evidence.
You have evidence. This is check the mouthwash. Okay. Check for ant poison. Very terrifying. So shout out to my wife for that. Jose, what have you been watching?
So I've been watching a ton. So I'm almost done with season 3 of The Boys. I actually have one episode left that I'm going to try to burn through after this tonight. Um, oh my god, it's such a good show. And when I say good show, it is very violent
I hear it's
and
so good, but I
very
haven't seen it.
raunchy. But dude, it's so once you, my advice to anyone that hasn't watched it is watch a whole season at a time. I know that's a big commitment. It's like 8 to 10 episodes that are an hour long, but dude, it's I promise once you start, you can't stop. You're just addicted to the next one because it's just so different than like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, even though it's in about superheroes and stuff. It takes it a very different direction, and it's so good. I cannot wait to see this finale that's been building up to a really cool thing. And obviously, if they do a season 4, I'm sure they will. So I've been watching that. I've been watching a little bit of The Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch, which is about like aliens in Utah, and it's like a real thing. It's a documentary, and it's been like just fascinating for me. My wife's been loving that too. And then I've been can nonstop. I finished Resident Evil, the one on Netflix. Awesome. I cannot tell you enough how much that I hope they do a video game in that universe. Because it was really,
I
really
don't think
cool. And
that's
they
gonna
did,
happen, Jose,
I
and
don't think
that
they will
sucks
either.
because you sound very enthused about it. I
Oh
gotta
my,
watch that too.
you do,
Too much stuff. I still
and
have to
what's
finish Stranger
crazy,
Things. Sorry.
yeah, that too, you need to finish that. What's crazy about it, without spoilers for everyone out there, is that it is tied to the universe, and they explain where it falls, because that was the other question I have is like, does this have to fit in a timeline somewhere? Where are we in the timeline? And they do explain that at some point. I'm not going to tell you when. Um, but man, it's cool. It's got a lot of science in it. It's got a couple of really crazy twists and a couple of really cool twists in there. Um, and then this isn't a spoiler, but they definitely leave it open for season 2. Like they definitely do that. So I hope that they really push forward with it. Um, and they even make some cool references to the video games, which is I was like, there's a couple of things about Wesker that I was like, man, that's awesome that they threw that in there. So, um, shout out to the actors; they definitely made the show. The guy, I wish I knew his name. I feel so bad I don't. But the guy who plays the hotel manager in John Wick, he plays Wesker. He was the star role. He was amazing. But so were the actresses that play the daughters and stuff like that. So really cool. Check it out on Netflix. It's 8 episodes. They're about an hour long each. Very, very cool stuff. So that's what I've been watching. And now I'll finish The Boys, and then I don't know what I'm going to watch next. I've been wanting to watch Loot, which is on Apple TV Plus. It looks like
Of
another
course.
heartwarming comedy. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, so I will say that once we finish Saw, we'll do Ted Lasso next, and then I'll do Severance. Have you seen Severance?
I haven't. Chance
I hear
loved it.
it's so good. Yeah, I don't know. Well, you
So
need to
we
get on
might
that.
watch
You
that
need to
too.
watch that. We can
If you
talk
want to
about
watch a cool one with your kids on Apple TV, watch Prehistoric Planet. It's like a Planet Earth documentary about what dinosaurs really looked like,
it.
and it's
Okay,
really
maybe
cool,
I'll
man.
do
It looks
that.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It'll look awesome on your OLED, like gorgeous.
Oh yeah. By the way, like playing on this thing on Uncharted and Forza and Resident Evil, man, so good. But Resident Evil, Jose, I had to turn the screen brightness up because I was like, I can't see Kaka. It was
Yeah,
too
they
dark.
really make it
Too,
dark on an
too
OLED. I
dark.
can only imagine.
Like
Yeah.
I was
You
like,
can't
no,
see
this is out of
anything.
control, you guys. I gotta be able to see something. Well, let's close the show like we always do, Jose, with the best food we had this week. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go, Jose?
You can go first.
So, Jose, we had a little outing. Grayson randomly said, "Can we go to a restaurant earlier this week?" And I'm like, "You know what, son? Of course we can. We'll do that for
There's
you."
that dad move right
Even
there. I
though
love
we
it.
never went out when I was a kid, I was lucky to get Wendy's once a week. So we went tonight, Jose, to the OG themselves, the Olive Garden, the OG of all
Ooh,
OGs.
ooh.
We went to the one up on Denver West, Jose, right off of Colfax and Denver West Bowl, right by the Jefferson County building. There's one there. Yeah, by that
Oh,
United
I didn't
Artists.
know that was there.
Yeah, there is one there. It was awesome. We were like the only ones there. People were like scared out from the rain and the clouds. We also went at like probably
4
like
o'clock.
4:30.
Yeah.
That probably helped.
It's that dad life right there.
And we had a nice booth. We were in our own little corner. Big giant portions, Jose, fresh breadsticks, the salad. Here's the standard order in case anyone's wondering. You get the zuppa toscana to start, of course, that potato and sausage
Noodle soup.
delicious. Then, of course, you got to have some of the salad. It's phenomenal. No tomatoes.
Yeah, that
though. No
Italian
tomatoes.
dressing is clutch.
Oh, it's clutch. I don't even like Italian dressing except the Olive Garden version. And then you get the classic chicken and shrimp carbonara pasta. It's an Alfredo base with red tomatoes, chicken, and shrimp, Jose. Phenomenal. Ate the whole thing. Of course, I hadn't eaten all day, so that was my main meal. I just scarfed down. Chef's kiss, perfection. Shout out to Olive Garden. Kids got mac and cheese. Allie always gets the what's it with the red sauce and chicken parmesan. She always gets the chicken parm.
Oh yeah, classic. That's classic.
Overrated, but that was delicious. But Jose, that wasn't the best food I had this week.
Wait, hang on. What did you have for dessert?
Oh, we don't get dessert. I can't
These nuts.
Oh, you mother.
Got him.
Then, Jose, add a couple of sandwiches to the Popeyes. That chicken from Popeyes. Add to the list. Have you been keeping track, Jose? Because you haven't been keeping track for yourself.
What? Hang on. How many
I
do
had
you
two.
have?
Actually, no, I had 4. I bought 4.
my.
But hear me out. I bought 4 because I thought I was going to have 2. Yeah. I only had 2, and then I had the next 2 the next day because she didn't want them. So I had 4. So good. When I went and saw, by the way, Nope. I didn't mention that. I went and saw Nope. I do think that's worth your time and money. I can't talk about it because it's a Jordan
You
Peele
do
movie.
think it is, or don't think it is?
I do think it is worth the time and money.
Okay. I want to go see it.
I think Get Out is much better, but I enjoyed Nope. So anyway, on the way back, there was a Popeyes on Kipling and I-70. Basically, hit it up. It's just, Jose, it's so good. The only problem is I eat it too fast. Like it is a problem, Jose. Like I don't even like enjoy it. It's a problem. I'm noticing like I'm just eating it too fast. I need to slow down. Okay. But Jose, the best food I had this week was a home cooked meal that Allie made for us for dinner. She made the pulled pork. She made some mac and cheese and then some delicious broccoli. I don't even like broccoli, but she somehow puts a little bit of olive oil and some other peppers and stuff on that. That was hands down the best food I had this week. So shout out to Allie for the pulled pork dinner that we had. But Jose, I gotta say, I've been eating pretty good with the Popeyes, and Olive Garden was delicious as well. So
that sounds fantastic.
Has been the best food you had this week?
One quick fun story, and I didn't mention this last week when I had my Popeyes story, but when we went to Popeyes, my coworker who hadn't had it in like forever and ever, he actually got the tenders and shrimp combo, and then they gave him a sandwich on accident, like an extra sandwich. And I was like, you son of a bee, I've been coming here as much as I can, and I get nothing, and you got a free sandwich. But then
shoot, Jose, I forgot to get the app. What am I doing?
I know. Now that it's close, you got to add it right now, so you can go. No, best thing I had this week, it was actually kind of a light food week because of going back to work and we had finishing swimming and all kinds of stuff. But 2 best things that come to mind on the restaurant side, we went to Jaime's, which again is a local restaurant here in Southwest Denver, off of like Jewel and Sheridan. Phenomenal. I got the Mexican hamburger with the half and half like green chili on it. Oh my God, delightful.
Explain to me the Mexican hamburger again, Jose.
It's a hamburger patty inside a folded tortilla and then smothered in green chili, lettuce. So basically,
and cheese. Instead of giving you a beef taco or burrito, they just put a hamburger in there.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to be clear.
I mean, essentially what I'm eating is green chili, beef, and tortilla. Like that's all it is. But I love it. It's so good. I love theirs. Is really delicious there too. And then on top of like my home cooked meal that was awesome was actually tonight. Victoria had made us fajitas, but on the grill. Like we got one of those little baskets for the veggies.
Yeah, the little big black metal.
Yeah, and she cooked the chicken on there, man, and it was just absolutely delightful. Like shout out to my wife. It was a delicious dinner. We pounded it, and then just everybody sat on the couch because we ate too fast, which was nice. So lots of good food out there, man. Living the good life.
Absolutely. Jose, this has been Xbox Record This episode 65. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully next week Bubble Boy can join us, or I was even thinking maybe we can plug him in here after or tomorrow or something, but we've got a full episode right here. So we'll have to save the best fight scenes, and we got to get the exciting conclusion to the Top Gun call signs. Cannot wait for this. You can follow me at Daddy D Wally across all social media. You can follow the show at Xbox Record This. Jose Chipotle Bear, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Chipotle Bear or on Twitter at Chipotle_Bear. You can also find me at the local Popeyes with my app now that it opened. And for anybody out there listening that needs some help with graphic design, hit me up. I'd be happy to do it for, a shout out on your podcast or maybe a small commission. But, I just like making art. So hit me up.
Hire this man. As always, Popeyes lovers. See you online.
See you online.
See you online.
You know how fast you were going?
What?
How fast you were going?
65.
63.
Officer, isn't the speed limit 65?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know what that's from.
That's from Super Troopers, man.
Oh,
That's where
see,
they're messing
I
with
was
the guys
never a
that are
Super
high.
Troopers fan.
Oh
Sorry.
God, it's a classic.
I thought that was going to be like, were you moto surfing? We were moto surfing.
Oh my God, that's a great one. I'm going to try to get down for next week.
Xbox Record This is a podcast created by Daniel Walenzik. You can follow him at Daddy Diwali on all social media. The assistant to the co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_bear on Twitter. The assistant to the co-host is Chance Siegel, and you can follow him at BubbleBoyN7. You can follow the show at Xbox Record This on all social media. If you'd like to find out more about the show, visit xboxrecordthis.com.